Interesting facts. Below is a list of Assassin's Creed hidden truth and facts you probably don't know. Michael Fassbender and Arian Laib did 95% of the fights in the film themselves. The film features the highest free fall performed by a stuntman in almost 35 years. The stuntman Damian Walters performed a free fall from the height of 125 feet, 38 meters, which lasted almost 3 seconds with a 61-mile-per-hour impact speed. The assassins' costumes took 2-3 months to make and were all handcrafted. There are 8 versions of each costume, with an entire costume team devoted to each of the assassins.
80%
of the film, including stunts, extras and locations, were shot on camera, without using CGI. This movie is based on a game with the same name. The actor Michael Fassbender had never played any of the 9 games in the series until just before filming commenced. He didn't even know that the games existed until he was hired by Ubisoft. Ubisoft gave the prop makers a detailed list of every weapon ever made for the games that they could use as a guide. The story of the film will be a new screenplay written specifically for this purpose, and not following the storyline of the games, allowing Ubisoft to develop unique stories for the big screen while maintaining their stories on our small screens. Fassbender was attracted to the project because he wanted to do a fantasy film that was rooted in science, and also thought the idea of Templars versus Assassins was intriguing. Director Justin Kurzel didn't want to show Assassins as heroes and Templar as villains, or the opposite, because both ideologies can't be clearly called right or wrong and both of them can be corrupted. They can go to extremes: anarchy for Assassins and control for Templars. The historical sequences set in 15th century Spain were shot in Spanish language. According to Justin Kurzel, they tried to do them in English first, but the decision about Spanish was too obvious and good, and it adds an exoticness and richness to the film. In games, however, these sequences were in English as well as modern-day scenes, which was explained by the presence of built-in translator in the Animus machine. As one of the producers, Michael Fassbender lobbied to have Justin Kurzel directing the movie following their work on Macbeth, 2015. Fassbender also chose Marion Cotillard to be his co-star again. Michael Fassbender was Ubisoft's first choice to play the franchise's iconic hooded hero. According to Jean-Julien Bironat, CEO of Paris-based Ubisoft Motion Pictures, Bironat also stated in an interview that none of Ubisoft's upcoming film adaptations will follow the same plot as their respective games, but will instead focus on telling new stories parallel to those games. Aguilar's costume is made of 6,000 beads, all manually sewn. Kurzel didn't want the movie to feel like a superhero film. He wanted to embrace what it is to be human through practical effects and parkour-intensive stunts. Michael Fassbender actively participated in the film's post-production, including editing. Robert Downey Jr. was rumored to appear in the film as Leonardo da Vinci. Alicia Vikander was considered for the role of Maria before Arian Laib was cast. Vikander dropped out as she chose to do Jason Bourne, 2016, instead. The film features a 125-foot drop that Michael Fassbender's character takes, and it is not CGI. It's a real stuntman plunging the high and dangerous drop. Such a stunt hasn't been performed in 35 years. While portraying Aguilar de Nerja, the protagonist of the past timeline, Michael Fassbender wore brown contact lenses, creating an alienating effect to the outward world and achieving the subtle difference between him and Callum Lynch, the protagonist of the present timeline. Director Justin Kurzel wanted to make the events of the past timeline look and feel less like a fantasy and more like the actual historical context. Marion Cotillard told French magazine Studio Ciné Live in May 2016, that when she was on the set of Mal de Pierre's, 2016, she received a new version of the script of Assassin's Creed and discovered that her character and by extension the film, no longer corresponded to what she had loved, so she called director Justin Kurzel and he fully agreed with her disagreements. For 15 days, Kurzel, Michael Fassbender and Cotillard reworked the script. In the games, the Animus is a virtual reality machine rediscovered, developed, and sold by Abstergo Industries. It allows the user to read a subject's genetic memory, and project it onto an external screen in 3 dimensions. In the Assassin's Creed video game series, the present-day character, Desmond, has a scar on the right side of his lip. This same scar can also be seen on the assassin from the first game, Altair, as well as the assassin from Assassin's Creed II, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and Assassin's Creed Revelations, Ezio. Coincidentally, Michael Fassbender also has a similar scar on the same side of his upper lip. Michael Fassbender became a producer on this film because he wanted to work on something that he could know and see start up from the beginning. Cal's father, Joseph, is played by Brendan Gleeson, and the young Joseph is played by Brian Gleeson, who is actually Brendan's son. Michael Fassbender puts the themes of the film to the contrary of the Star Wars, in which there's a dark side and a light side, while this movie is a very ambiguous morally. Both of the sides, the Templars and the Assassins, are hypocritical at certain points, and there are not clear-cut good and bad characters. From this point of view, the film is a little more provocative for an audience, because it doesn't tell people to which characters they should empathize and what to feel about each one of them. Was set to be released in 2015, but was pushed back to 2016. During the building of the courtyard set in Malta, a storm produced a waterspout which moved onto land and hit the set directly, causing damages. The drones were largely used to shoot some of the most agile action scenes of the film. Aside from Abstergo CEO Alan Rikkin, who appeared briefly in the first Assassin's Creed game, the film features all new characters, designed and created from an original story. According to Michael Fassbender, the main approach in creating this film was to respect many things from the games but at the same time to give it a personal touch. Director Justin Kurzel's main desire regarding this film was to keep things as real as possible. The majority of action sequences, including stunts, were made as much as possible in camera. 5 actors had worked with Michael Fassbender prior to this film: Marion Cotillard in Macbeth, 2015, Michael Kenneth Williams in 12 Years a Slave, 2013, Dennis Mainachet in Inglourious Basterds, 2009, Brendan Gleeson in Trespass Against Us, 2016, and Charlotte Rampling in Angel, 2007. Carlos Bardem is the older brother of Javier Bardem, who had worked with Fassbender in The Counselor, 2013. Brian Gleeson is Brendan Gleeson's son and younger brother of Domhnall Gleeson, who co-starred with Fassbender in Frank, 2014. According to producers, Justin Kurzel directed huge action sequences really fast thanks to his high level of organization. For example, they prepared horses for 5 weeks to make an action scene with them, but the scene was already shot within 3 days. Originally, it was going to be 2 hours and 20 minutes. It was then shortened to only 1 hour and 48 minutes. The second collaboration between Michael Fassbender, Marion Cotillard, Justin Kurzel and Adam Arkapaw following Macbeth, 2015. Michael Fassbender's second role in a video game franchise. He previously provided the voice of King Logan in Fable III, 2010. The original name for the main character in the past timeline was Aguilar de Algarrobo. Later it was changed to Aguilar de Nerja. Ubisoft changed their distributor from Sony Entertainment to 20th Century Fox, though the reason for this has not been made known. Fassbender got involved with the film very early on in the process, and brought his Macbeth director with him. Kurzel was approached for Assassin's Creed while he was still editing Macbeth. Justin Kurzel's 5th film, but it's his biggest budget for a film. Assassin's Creed cost $130 million, compared to his last film, Macbeth, which cost $15 million. The cast contained stars of various countries. Michael Fassbender is Irish-German, Marion Cotillard is French, Jeremy Irons and Callum Turner are English, Brendan Gleeson is Irish, Michael Kenneth Williams is American, Carlos Bardem and Javier Gutierrez are Spanish, Ariane Labed is Greek and Havik Uchkirian is Lebanese Spanish. Filmed in Malta, September 2015, under the working title of Time Out of Mind, TOM for short, which was the title of Time Out of Mind, 2014, which has no connection. Michael Fassbender, Marion Cotillard and Jeremy Irons have all starred in films based on comic books, in particular Marvel and DC Comics. Michael Fassbender played Burke in Jonah Hex, and the young Magneto in Marvel's X-Men, First Class, X-Men, Days of Future Past and X-Men, Apocalypse. Marion Cotillard played Talia al Ghul in The Dark Knight Rises and Jeremy Irons played Alfred Pennyworth in Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. The film's cast includes 2 Oscar winners, Marion Cotillard and Jeremy Irons, and 2 Oscar nominees, Michael Fassbender and Charlotte Rampling. This marks the second collaboration between Jeremy Irons and Brendan Gleeson, previously acting in Ridley Scott's Kingdom of Heaven, 2005. At the beginning of the film, seen in the backdrop of the exterior of Abstergo Industries in Madrid, a large soccer stadium is visible just behind the facility. This is the Estadio Vicente Calderón, current home stadium of La Liga giants, as well as the 2014 champions of Spain, Atletico Madrid. Takes place in the same universe as the video game series with the same name. Olivia Munn expressed interest in appearing in the film.
スポイラーズ
The trivia items below may give away important plot points. In the scene in which Callum is surrounded by projections of his assassin ancestors, several of them appears to be protagonists from the game series including Walter Ibn Lahad, Assassin's Creed, Ezio Auditore, Assassin's Creed II Brotherhood Revelations, and Arnaud Dorian, Assassin's Creed Unity. Jeremy Irons is playing the villain in the Assassin's Creed movie. In the TV show The Borgias, an unrelated project, he also played Rodrigo Borgia, who is the main villain in Assassin's Creed II video game. The release date for the film, December 21st, is a reference to the date of the fictional apocalypse within the Assassin's Creed franchise. In the film's finale, 3 other test subjects assist Callum in his escape and they all use their ancestors' weapons to fight the guards. The woman in the group uses a rope dart and a boot's hidden blade, notable weapons of the former mentor of the assassins in China, Xiao Jun. The first man uses what appears to be a Shianova sword from Assassin's Creed II or a cutlass from Assassin's Creed Unity, as well as a phantom blade from Assassin's Creed Unity. The second man uses poison bombs and has referred to his ancestor by name earlier in the film as Baptiste. All of this information heavily implies that these 3 are the descendants of Xiao Jun from Assassin's Creed China, of Arnaud Dorian from Assassin's Creed Unity and Jean-Baptiste from Assassin's Creed Liberation, respectively. At the end of the movie, Marion Cotillard's character suggests the line "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds" as an introduction for her father's speech. The line is from the ancient Hindu scripture the Bhagavad Gita, which was quoted by J. Robert Oppenheimer to describe his feelings towards his invention of the atomic bomb. The line was also referenced in Assassin's Creed II, in a glyph puzzle created by Subject 16 regarding Oppenheimer and the atomic bomb. At the end of the film, when the Templars all meet up, the building they are in is the United Grand Lodge of England. The building is the main lodge for Freemasonry in the UK. Despite having been present in Spain to aid Christopher Columbus and assassinate Thomas Torquemada during the events of the film, as shown in the Nintendo DS game, Assassin's Creed II, Discovery, Ezio Auditore da Firenze does not make an appearance in this film. The Assassin's Creed Facts and Truths,